Long before George Washington swore his oath on April 30th, 1789, another man held the title President of the United States. But history has buried his name so deep, most Americans have never heard it. His name was John Hanson, the first man to serve as President of the United States in Congress assembled under the Articles of Confederation. But beyond the mystery of the title lies an even more controversial secret. Some black historians and Afrocentric researchers claim that John Hanson may have been a black man, erased from mainstream history to maintain the illusion that the founding fathers looked only one way: white, powdered, and property-owning. To unravel this secret, we must first understand the fragile political structure before the U.S. Constitution. After the Revolutionary War, the newly independent colonies formed a loose confederation. In 1781, the Articles of Confederation were ratified. They created a Congress, and at its helm sat a president, not of the United States as we know it today, but of the Congress itself. This position carried symbolic weight and limited executive powers. John Hanson of Maryland was unanimously elected by Congress in 1781 to be the first to hold this office. So why does his story feel like a historical footnote? Why is it largely absent from textbooks and national memory? Part of the answer lies in semantics. Hanson's title doesn't match the executive presidency created later by the Constitution. But the deeper reason is more uncomfortable. In recent decades, a parallel claim has emerged within black historical circles that there was another John Hanson, a man of African descent, who held leadership and respect during this early period, possibly even conflated with or hidden behind the white John Hanson of official records. This black John Hanson is sometimes linked to Liberia, where a black man of the same name appeared on Liberian currency and was recognized as a senator. He was a freedman, believed to have played a diplomatic role in the 19th century. But some researchers argue that this was not a coincidence of name alone. They suggest that the name John Hanson was borrowed, erased, or blurred in the telling of early American history. Could the black Hanson have been involved in American colonial governance, only to be erased and replaced in public memory by his white counterpart? It's a theory that pushes against traditional academic consensus, but not without cause. The deliberate exclusion of black excellence from historical memory is a long-standing pattern. Crispus Attucks, the first man to die in the American Revolution, was black, but his role is minimized. Black inventors, soldiers, and leaders have often had their stories appropriated or whitewashed. The idea that America would hide the existence of a black leader before slavery was abolished is not far-fetched. It would have been necessary to uphold the systems of power that followed. There are no portraits of the black John Hanson from the 18th century, but neither are there photographs from that era at all. The portrait most associated with John Hanson today shows a white man in colonial dress. But that painting was done years after the man's death and was likely based on descriptions or idealizations, not direct observation. With names, records, and oral traditions colliding, the question becomes how much of history is fact and how much is convenience. Whether or not a black man served as president under the Articles of Confederation, the bigger story is about erasure. Black people were present in every stage of America's founding, from building the Capitol to fighting in the war, but their leadership roles were systematically scrubbed. If there was a black president before Washington, it would rewrite everything we thought we knew about race, power, and America's origins. It would suggest that black leadership is not an anomaly, it's a buried norm. The hidden black president, real or symbolic, represents a challenge to accepted narratives. Whether it's John Hanson, the Liberian statesman, or a forgotten leader of the early American Republic, the truth still haunts the margins of history. The question isn't just, was there a black president before Washington? The real question is, why are we only now asking? Because in a nation founded on freedom, yet built on omission, uncovering the truth isn't just an act of scholarship, it's an act of justice.